Hi everyone, and welcome to Module 2. Before I tell you about that, just a few comments on Module 1. It was really fun reading your introductory icebreaker blogs. So many different experiences you've had that you're bringing to this field, and it's going to be a really, really interesting class. And so thank you for your efforts and your work on that. Just starting to get through reading your journal entries, so you will look out sometime this week for some feedback on those. This is the kind of course where there's a lot of content thrown at you in the beginning. As I said, it's intentional just to get you to dive in, really focus on learning what you need to know about English, and thinking really through some of these the functional grammar and all of that. So having said that, let me show you a couple things. I'm starting to put some answer keys up. They're right here. And there really wasn't one for section 1, but section 2 is up and section 3 is up. And again, you decide how you want to make use of those. As I said in the first class, you'll get more out of it, out of this course, the more you put into the exercises here. They're very intentional, designed to, again, have you think about theory and how that applies to practice. Okay, so let's go to Module 2. First of all, note Module 3 is up here as well, and I'll talk about that in a minute. This week is online, and this has a calendar here. The objectives are to focus on looking at language through the lens of genre. And as I said the first week, this is a way of looking at language and teaching that is grounded in systemic functional linguistics, and it's a kind of an area of that we feel is very applicable to teaching. You're going to consider the implications for teaching, and you're going to practice analyzing what we're calling engaging genres, which are the narratives. And in class, I showed you, we started looking at the genre tables and the social function of engaging. So that's what we're going to focus here. And you're going to learn how to analyze and deconstruct that. This is the reading. It's from that same book, Teaching Language in Context. This is the last chapter. You're going to read in that book for this class. Just start with these pages here. The rest of the chapter you can read in Module 3, as we're just focusing on narratives. This is optional. It's another video by Jed on an introduction to genre. So if you're feeling you want a broader view about that, this is really good. Okay, this is really a week where you're kind of working on your own. You're thinking about genre, you're doing language investigations, and then you have an assignment, which is called Evoking the Story. And you can start posting that on Monday. It is not due until Friday. For those of you that get it up kind of early, you can have a look at, others can have a look at what you've done. Hopefully by Thursday there'll be enough up there that you can look through and give just some kind of quick feedback. Positive feedback on what other people have done. The main thing is I do want you to see what other people are doing with this. And let me talk a little bit more about what that is going to look like. So this is the assignment. It's called Designing a Book Talk by Evoking the Story. And so many of you have probably done book talks before with the purpose of introducing a book to inspire people to read it, or a short story if you're working with adults. It doesn't have to be, again, it's narrative broadly defined here. But this is a way of introducing a story to get people focused on the different generic stages of the story, which you're going to learn about, and to assist in comprehension. So there's a different focus here than just introducing the text. There's a lot to read here. I'm not going to go through it all. I'm expecting you to do that. There also is a lot of examples of what I'm looking for. This is a screencast of me doing a book talk using this technique. Here's my commentary on that book talk. Here's examples of what if I were doing a blog, what it would look like based on this. So you can look at that for a format. And this is an example of a student work for the story called Fox. I forget the author of that story. I think that's on here though. This is, in order to get to this point where you are going to feel confident in doing this, you need to finish all of the rest of this. So do this language investigations, read this, and then as part of these language investigations, you're also going to look at, this is in the appendix, and the appendix is where you're going to get introduced to this particular technique. And Jed's got some examples in there for that. So read through that here. And again, that's talked about here. What this looks like is this is kind of repeated what was there. And then you're going to create a blog entry just like you did for introduction. And it's going to come back. It's going to come in here. Okay, let's see. So again, I don't expect you to know how to do this now. After you do the work that goes with this, I think you're going to have a good sense of that. Students have really enjoyed this assignment. I find it a very practical way of kind of applying this material, and it's very useful teaching technique. So that's Module 2. I also have Module 3 up here for you to get started if you want. Well, you can look at the calendar, and nothing is due until that you finish Module 2, but if you want to start, if you have extra time this week and you want to start, there's a reading here. And also there is a story writing assignment, which you can read down here. I will give you a video introducing you to all of this at the end of next week. But again, you're welcome to kind of go start working on this. Do not enter the discussion though until this is going to be 8, 9, 10, like September 11th here. So again, you can do the reading, but the discussion form won't be open yet. And you can actually you could do section 3 here. So it just depends on how you want to manage your time. And I was trying to put modules up in advance when I could. Okay, well that's everything. Let me know if things aren't working and if you have questions. Other than that, I look forward to seeing your work online and look forward to seeing my comments on your journals. Okay, thanks.